Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Today a puzzle called 15 by Eric Bader, and my German is not good, but if 15 doesn't mean 15, given the context of this puzzle, I shall be seriously disappointed. I think it does. We will have a look at that in a moment. Be very cautious before you start the puzzle, because there's a rule that surprised me. I will also mention that we have got a new hunt coming up on the 1st of July. I think I know what it's about now. I'm not going to disclose that yet, but something is in the works. It's all good news, and that'll be coming up on the 1st of July as the hunts do appear. We've also put up, firstly, the on Patreon, you can see the correct solvers of last month's Yin Yang journey. Well done to them, hundreds of them, extraordinary. We've put up the first set of solution videos to 4 of the puzzles in the Yin Yang journey hunt, and more will come over the next few days. And I've put up a new connections video today as well, so loads going on Patreon. Do check it out. Streaming, we will be streaming tomorrow from the Blueprint's house, where we will try and craft a way through the house. Still aiming for room 46 and many days away from it, I suspect. But do join us. 10 PM our time, 5 PM Eastern. That's when we'll be doing that. Yesterday was the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere, and I hope you had a very good time with a very late sunset. And what else? We've got all of our apps, of course. They do feature Line Sudoku and Killer Sudoku, as well as the later Fog of War Sudoku and the SUDOKU Worms by James Sinclair and Marty Sears. They are a fantastic pair of packs, just $1 for 6 or 9 connected puzzles, depending on which you choose. Just brilliant fun. In fact, the one with 6 puzzles has more digits to be filled in than the one with 9 puzzles. Make of that what you will. Now, those are in the links under the video, along with SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. I am going to take you through the rules of 15, which is the first link under the video. And they are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 goes in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Digits within a cage must reach the total indicated, must sum to the total indicated. And digits may repeat within cages if allowed by other rules. I suspect that only applies to this cage, but it's quite important to that cage. Adjacent digits along a green line, which is a German whisper, must differ by at least 5. I had been literally sitting here going, I wonder if Eric Bader is German, but of course it's 15 because it's a mixture between 15 cages and German whispers. A white dot, we've only got one of those, joins consecutive digits. Give it a try on the first link under the video. As normal, there could be unmarked white dots in the puzzle, i.e. not all white dots are necessarily given. Give it a try. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, you would normally look at a 5-cell 15 cage and write in that it contained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one not only doesn't have to, but actively can't. I have just deduced. And that is because 2 of its cells are next to each other on a green line, and one of those has got to be high. So the things I know about green German whisper lines are, you can't put 5 on them because there's no Sudoku neighbor. You must therefore alternate between high and low, higher than 5 and lower than 5, otherwise you wouldn't maintain those differences. And thirdly, 4 and 6 can never be placed on a line in a position where their 2 neighbours would see each other. So here, for instance, if that was a 4, both of those would have to be 9. So one of these is high. That is the exciting thing here. Actually, one of these, yeah, okay, that's less interesting in a 3-cell cage. It is interesting in a 5-cell cage. The minimum total for these 2 cells is a 1 and a 6 equals 7. So the maximum total for these is 8, which must involve a 1 in 3 different cells which see each other. So one of those digits is a 1, and now this can't be. And the next natural question is, can this be low? if it was low and not a 1, it could be a 2. And that would have to be at least a 7. And that would add up to 9. And the rest of the cage would have to add up to 6 and would need another 2 in it. So I don't think this can be low anymore. This now has to be a high digit. And by high in this case, well, let's say 1, 2, 3, 1. I'm trying to minimize these other digits so we can maximize what that could be. Oh, and it could still be 8. 1, 2, 3, and 1 equals 7. To get to 15, you would need no more than 8 there. Right. So that is 8, 7, or 6. I wanted to say it's not a 6. Okay, it's not a 6. I am going to say it's not a 6. I was trying to say, I was thinking, because if you put a 1 there, you can't put a 1 here. That's not necessarily right. But if this was a 6, both of these cells would be 1s. And then you couldn't put a 1 into this cage, although these 3 cells need a 1 in. So that's beautiful. That's not a 6. That's a 7. Or an 8. And these two can't be the same because, no, hang on. I was going to say they couldn't both be 1s. This might still work, but it's a bit weird. They can't both be 1s because this would have to add up to 7 and couldn't have a 1 in. If these were both 2s, 7, 9 already in the cage, these would be 1, 2, 3, but you couldn't put a 2 in them. So these can't be the same, I reckon. I mean, is it worth trying with 8 and 2 1s? Yeah, you're just never going to fill this. No. These two are not the same. Therefore, they are different. Therefore, it's annoying. I want to say that they're a 1-2 pair, but I don't know. Okay, can this be 2? 7 and 2 would be 9, and then these would be 1, 2, 3, and that would be the 2, and this would be a 1-3 pair. That just works. I don't think you can put a 3 here because that would be 8. It's too many. So this digit is 1 or 2. I wish I had got more information from that. This is obviously low as well because it's touching orange. This is high. I don't know. I'm putting 6, 7, 8, or 9 in there. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. But it's different from that. I mean, I spent a long time working that out, and I don't know how it helps. But I do know it's true. And it's sometimes worth working things out. Right, there are 5 instances in the puzzle of a 3-cell, 6 instances in the puzzle of a 3-cell cage which has to be all different digits and contains a green line in. So we've kind of had this before. What can they be? If the central digit is a 9, this is fine. You could put a 4-2 pair in the outsides. If the central digit is an 8, then it doesn't work because you need 7 more in the outside. Well, they can't all be 9 flanked by 4-2. So you must, and 8 is already too low to go here because you would need 7 more there, and a 4 and a 3 won't work because 4 can't connect to 8. So, if this was a 7, they would have to be a 1-2 pair, and it can't even be a 6. None of those work. You can't put a 5 here. You can't put a 4 here, I suspect, because these would add up to 11. One of them would be too low. I bet you can't put a 3 here, because these would add up to 12. 5, 7 is the minimum. Otherwise, one gets even lower. You probably can't even put a 2 here. 2 in the center would need a total of 13 outside it. 7, 8, and 9 are fine, but 6, 5, and 4 are not. No, the centers of all of these cages are 9s and 1s. And then the outsides are either a 4-2 in the case of a 1 center, or an 8-6 in the case, I've got it the wrong way around, a 4-2 in the case of a 9 center, or an 8-6 in the case of a 1 center. We know the parity of everything. That's so strange. I was planning to do the coloring based on high-low, but now it's tempting to put in all the parities. All of these flanking cells are 2, 4, 6, or 8. And what have we got going on here? If that's a 1, this has to be a 2. If that's a 9, one of these is a 2 and that's a 1. We don't have anything good. Ah, these two are different. I'm wondering if something passes through this cell, around here, through that cell to here. What am I talking about? If that was a 1, that would have to be a 2. Then this couldn't be a 2. It might well be a 1, but that might well is where that sort of stops. It doesn't get me done here. I don't quite know what's going on. Oh, look, I do know what these digits are. They're 3, 5, 7. That's strange. And we've had 3 of the even digits along the bottom row. And what's this? 1 and 6 would leave an 8 here. 4 and 9 would leave a 2. Well, I mean, that really is, since it can't be 1, 1 and 9 are a pair looking at that cell, so that can't be 9 anymore. This now can't be 4 on the green line by the rule. Okay, so we've got a bit limited here. Now it gets very interesting to say, can this be a 3? Because if it's not a 3, that's a 1-2 pair, and then I might be able to start moving around the grid with colouring. So can this be a 3? That would be an 8, and that would be a 4. This would be an 8. That would have to be a 1 to allow 1, 2, 3 to fit in here. And if that's a 3, the 3 would be there, the 1 would be there, the 2 would be there. So if that's a 3, we've got a 1 in one of these cells, and that's a 9. If it's a 2, though, these could then be 7, 1. I don't know. I just don't think I've got quite enough information. I've got lots of these 1-9 pairs in boxes in the puzzle now. Again, it would be interesting if they were doing something for me. Oh, this digit can't be 4 or 6 because of its position on this bit of line. It's a monogamous digit that's not allowed there. So this is 2 or 8, and then this must be 4 or 6, I think, because we either go 2, 9, 4 or 8, 1, 6. Okay, I hadn't quite appreciated the prettiness of the fact that all of these cages must perforce contain one extreme even digit, 2 or 8, and one monogamous even digit, 4 or 6, to make the total. And that's the case here. So those 3 are different, and that's the 4th one. This is like a group of 4 digits that are all different. I don't know if that does anything. It doesn't look like it does. If this had a green line in it, that would be very interesting. Then we could relate the green lines. Oh, it doesn't have a 1 in it, does it? And, could this be 1, 2, 3? Actually, yes, it could. This would be 4, 5, 6. Oh, bother. I thought I'd nearly ruled something out there. Didn't quite work. This box again, this cage, 7, that's still a maximum of 8. It's a minimum of 4 now. It's not quite so interesting as a stronger restriction would be. That's 2 or 8, so the digits on either side of it can't be 4 or 6. Is that useful? Doesn't feel like it, does it? They are both the same polarity, which applies throughout this line, which is the longest line in the puzzle. I wonder if that is relatable to that. No, it's not, because this could be odd. It doesn't relate only to the even digits. Oh, it's tricky. I don't quite know where to go. Sorry, let me have another ponder about the puzzle. It's all to do with this 15 cage. I just can't work it out. Oh, let's do the secret on this box. Now, there is a secret I'm about to share with you. Use it wisely. Every row, column, and box in the puzzle always adds up to 45, because that's the sum of 1 to 9. So, this box adds up to 45. This cage, 13 or 14, and this cage, 15. So that leaves a remainder of 16 or 17 in these two cells. Oh, this is huge. Why am I such a muppet that I hadn't worked on this? 14 or 13 here, 15 there. That's 28 or 27. No, 28 or 29 so far, leaving 16 or 17. Right, this is 9, 7 or 9, 8, and there's definitely a 9 in it. And now this cell is a 1. And now we know that green is low. Well done if you got to that before me. Good work. These ones are orange. That is an 8. This is a 6. Now this doesn't have a 6 in it, and in fact it has a 9 in it. And these digits are 2 and 4. And these ones are from 1, 2, 3. This one though can't be a 2 because it sees a 2, 4 pair. If it was a 3, this would have to be 8 or 9, but it can't be. So that's a 1, and this isn't. This is high, but it's not 9 or 8. So we'll put 6 or 7, and that must connect to 1 or 2 here. And then another high digit down here. Now, this can't be 6 by Sudoku anymore. Goodness, that was huge. That's a 987 triple. What are the highest digits you can put in here? They are 654, so that must be how this gauge is made up. This then is going to be a 1, 2, 3 triple, and now we know that these two digits add up to 9, but I still don't know whether they're 7, 2 or 8, 1. That digit is the same as that now, so it's 1 or 2. One of these two is a 3. That 4, 5, 6 triple is looking down at this digit in the corner, which has to be the more extreme even digit, and this one therefore becomes the monogamous 4 or 6. Has this done anything here? That's a 1, 2, 3 triple now. We've had 9, 6 in the row. Everything else is from 4, 5, 7, 8. That one can't be a 4. This one can be. 6, 1, 8. This white dot has an even digit on one side or the other. That is one of the rules of white dots. Being a consecutive pair, they'll be tying an odd to an even. This digit sees 2 and 4 and 6 and 8. So that's not the even one. This is the even one, and this is an odd digit that's not 1 or 9. Eight must be in one of those cells and one of these. The 1, 2, 3 triple here might be interesting. It rules a 2 out of here, which rules 2, 15, 4 out of the other side. But it's more what it puts up here. If that's 1, 2, 3, This pair is at least 4, 5. This one now has a maximum of 6, but it can't be 6, 5 or 4. So it's reduced to 1, 2 or 3, a low digit. These now add to somewhere between 12 and 14. Four, 5, 6 as a set. Oh, okay. 2, 4, 9, 1, 6. This is 3, 5, 7 or 8. If it was 7 or 8, we would have a quad in which this would have to be a 6, that would have to be a 1, and this would have to be an 8. I don't know what that does. I'm noticing there's a 1, 9 pair looking down at those cells, so the 1 in this box, in box 8, is ruled out from that T. It can't be there either. The 1 is, well, it's not in the low side, the high side of this whisper, so it's in one of those 2 cells in box 8, and that's good. Now this is a 9 and this is a 1. That 1 is surrounded by a 6, 8 pair. This 9 is surrounded by a 4, 2 pair, and we know the order. And that 2 is kept out of this cell now, which is 1 or 3. These 2 add up to 12 or 14. If it's 14, they're not an 8, 6 pair, because that would break this. So if it's 14, they're 9, 5. If it's 12, they're not a 9, 3 pair, because that would also need a 3 here. So if it's 12, they're also not 8, 4. They would be 5, 7. So this is either 5, 7 or 5, 9, and definitely includes a 5. And this column now, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6 or 7. It's C's, 8 and 9. Is there really? No, there isn't really only one place left for 8 in the column. Sadly, there are 2. This place sees 4, 5, 6, 9, 2, 1 and 8. So that's 3 or 7 by the magic of elimination. I feel like this puzzle is nearly done, but I've felt like that for a while and it really isn't. This is a high digit that sees a 6, 8 pair. That's been available for a little while. If that was a 6, this would have to be 1. Oh, this digit is now seeing a 1, so that's a 2. That means the 2 in this 1, 2, 3 triple is not in the same box. And now we may be onto something. Yes, we can just calculate this digit from the cage. 6, 8, that's a 7. That can't connect with 3 on the whisper, and this can't be a 2 in the row, so that's a 1. That's going to fix 3 and 1. And that cage is now fully done, finally. Now, these 2 add up to 14. They can't be a 7, 7 pair. Apparently, this can't be 9 or 6. And since this can't be 9, that's from here, we know these are 8 and 6. And we are moving along famously now. 5, 4, 7 still to place in the central row. That's 6. Isn't doing anything. These are an 8, 9 pair now. They're looking at that place. That's now a 3, 5, 7 triple, and the only place for 8 in the box is there. This can't be 7 by Sudoku, so this can't be 8 by white dot rules, or 2 by Sudoku. That is now, 2 can't be in this cage by Sudoku, so I'm taking out 2 and 4, making them a 6, 8 pair with a 1 in the middle. That's a 9 in the middle of a 2, 4 pair. This can't be 9. This can't be 6 anymore, now we narrowed that down. So it's a 4, which doesn't fix the other set, the other side of the white dot. 3, 5, 7, 9 still to place in row 4. This one can't be 9. This one can't be 7, and this one can't be 5 or 9 according to the rest of the column. Now we've got a 3-7 pair, and that's 1 and that's 8. These two add up to 14. They are 5-9. And we know the order. And this is now 8. This is 6 at the bottom. That's 8. This digit, now this is where I normally get tempted into starting to rush. So let's just take it nice and calm. 7, 3, 7. This one is down to being a 3 as the only possible in the box. That's where 4 goes, and this is a 6. That's okay. 3, 7, 8. Here, that one can't be 8. The fact that that's a 3, 7, 8 triple makes this a 5, and that one a 9, and we've got a 1, 2, 6 triple here. That's got to be 6 according to this section, and indeed I can fill in 2 and 1. I think it's all coming together. That 6 is looking at this cell. That's a 7. That can't be an 8, so it must be a 3. That's an 8. That's a 2 by Sudoku now. 2, 8, 1, 7, 3. So this is 5. That's 8. 4, 9, 6 here. The middle one must be a 4. That 9, 6 pair rules on this digit, which is a 7. Then we've got a 5, naked single there. 4 and 9 over here. 5 and 6. This is a 1, 2, 6 triple. They are straightforward now. No, it's not. You see, this is where I'm rushing. Calm down, Mark. This is a 1, 2, 3 triple, where only the 1 can be decided. Better logic. 3, 5, 7 triple here. Why are they not resolved? They are. That 5 sees that, makes it a 3. 5, 7 pair there, fixes 3 and 7 at the top. Now that 8 is looking up at one of the 15 cages. 6 is looking back down to the same box. The 9 is going to place a 9 in the central box. That's probably the last 9 in the puzzle. I think that's the last 6 that I just put in as well. Let's just have a look at this column. No. Central column again. This is a naked single. It sees 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 in the column, 3, 7 in the row, so it must be a 2. That's what I mean by a naked single. This is 7. I assumed I'd be able to do that pair. Instead, I can do this pair below it. Now, that can't be 7. Got 3, 4, and 5 to put in column 4. We've got 3, 5, and 7. Right, this is now naked in the row. That's what we need. That's now a 3. Then we've got a 7 to put in that column there. That's going to sort 5, 7. That's going to sort 5, 4. And that's going to sort 3, 4 here. And there we go. Let's get rid of all the colours, because they've done their job. And we have finished 5. Zane with a 4. Good fun. Very clever puzzle, Eric. That's nice. And it's intriguing to look at a cage which has got a repeated digit in it and know that that was really very important. It took me quite a long time to see how to do that cage, and I think it needed all the other steps that we did along the way first, but no doubt some people will be reporting that they did this in 5 or 6 minutes. I hope not, because it'll depress me a little. But anyway, thank you for following along with me. Great fun to solve this one. And we'll be back with more Sudoku and, of course, streaming tomorrow. So do join us then. Bye for now.